So I've got something a little bit different today. It's that time of year when all of the old movies are on TV, and I happen to notice that it's the 20th anniversary of the movie Titanic, which I'm sure will be on TV again. Recently I was on a press junket for the new Alien movie. A press junket's when you're doing the actress and they're sort of being interviewed by all the press, and then they have the red carpet in the evening. Anyway, I was with Catherine Waterston, and because Ridley Scott was there, Ridley Scott's makeup artist was there, and I ended up chatting to her, and her name was Tina Earnshaw, and I'd heard about her through Kate because she had been the makeup artist that worked on Titanic all those years ago and created Kate's iconic look in the film, or should I call her Rose's iconic look in the film. Anyway, we got chatting, and she's just so lovely and so fun. She's a world-renowned movie makeup artist. She's been Oscar nominated. She's done incredible films like The Martian, which is quite recent, The Talented Mr. Ripley, which is one of my favourite movies. I love it. And she did Mamma Mia, and she's just finished filming Mamma Mia 2, the second one. So I thought, well, wouldn't it just be such a treat to have Tina come in and watch her recreate Rose's look from Titanic. I mean, it is more of a costume look, but you never know. You might end up going to a fancy dress party one day dressed as Rose. So without further ado, here is the incredible Tina Earnshaw.
Thank you, Lisa, for that introduction, and thank you for inviting me here today. I'm going to now recreate the look of Rose on Titanic, which was an iconic look, and hopefully I'm going to get Martha, my gorgeous model, looking as good as Kate looked. So I've just used the Natural Bissé Diamond Cream Moisturiser on Martha's skin. So I prepped her skin first, and now I'm going to apply foundation. And I've always mixed foundations, so what I've done is I've mixed 3 foundations. It's just something I do because I probably don't need to, but I just do it and it seems to work for me. It doesn't mean everybody needs to do that. I'm using quite a lot of foundation for this look because I'm blocking out Martha's skin like a canvas. So don't be horrified, but it will look beautiful. So we're going down the neck, not too far. I think I've matched it quite well. And Kate had great skin. I mean, she worked very hard in that film and she was in cold water a lot of the time. So her skin was sometimes very red. So I actually had a lot of foundation on her to get that really cosmetic look. Now I'm going to go in with my foundation brush, just blend it. I sometimes go in with my fingers just round those areas which could be a bit red. Just pat in a little bit of extra. And then next, I go in with concealer. And I always go a little bit lighter. And for this, because it's period, under the eyes, a little bit pink. Go under, across the cheekbone. So you've got that lovely little highlight there. Into here. Pat that in. Go in with a dry brush. Just even that out. So you've just got a bit lighter than the foundation on this way. I haven't put foundation on the eyelid because I'm using something different on the eyelid. But what I will do, just under the eye bone, I'll put a wee bit of concealer. Just under the eye bone here. Just take any redness out if there is. And into the corner there a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is we go to the eyelid, and I use a product which actually it's changed my life in a way because it makes the blending twice as quick. So I'm just popping this across the eyelid, not right up to the eye bone, just where I'll be applying eyeshadow. A little trick I'm going to do next, I put a lovely layer of powder under the eye, like this, and I leave it there. Goes under like that, and it gets flicked off afterwards. But this is just in case anything drops. Done a little bit too much there because I'm going to do my cream blush next. So that stays there, looking very pretty. So So this is cream blush, and for this look, this is exactly what I did to Kate. She loved her makeup. Just on the apples there, I go in like that. And this just gives me a little bit of guidance, a little bit of shape of where I'm going to finalise the powder blush afterwards. And I will probably take this little cream blush brush of mine and blend it round the edges, whiz it round the edges, don't get any sharp lines, whiz it round. You've just got it on the apples. So we've just got a little bit of colour there. Might pop my finger in there and do that, because that's what I do. Sure, it's unethical. I'm going to do a little bit of pink on her eyelid, which I'm just going to go across. You can see what I'm doing, just going across there. Don't take it up to the eye bone. Blend it well in. Now what I'm going to do, after I put the very pale pink on, I just want to pump it up a little bit with a little bit more pink. Tiny, tiny blush of a little bit of pink over there. Hope we can see that. I'm just going to go into the socket. When you do the socket, you really want to ask your actress or model just to keep open, so you can place that in the right place. And this is what I call my wishy-washy brush. It just does that. Just popping that in there. And this just breaks the eyelid up a little bit. Shouldn't be heavy, but it's very, very pretty. Blend it out a little bit. It's just an illusion, really. Well, I've just noticed I haven't gone quite far enough with my foundation, so I need to blend that up. And the reason I left it is because Martha's going to have a beautiful, beautiful rose wig on. And with the hair lace, I'm used to leaving it a little bit bare, so the hairdressers, when they stick the lace down, you know, the foundation doesn't come off on it. And then you can flick colour on afterwards if you want to. So, but I've just gone up there a bit, in case everybody thought I've missed a bit. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of this powder under the eye. I mean, this is a good tip, but I didn't really need to do it for this look. And now, you're going to be horrified at this, but I use a lot of powder for this. So I'm going to powder, and I powder really well because it seals all the foundation in. So don't be too horrified when I go in with this. Lovely big puff. Round the neck. Push it in. Push it in round the nose, round here, over the cheeks. Just push it in well. Then flick it off. Secret is getting rid of it as much as you can. The reason why I've powdered so well is because, in fact, in 1912, when this was, all those really rich ladies would have had their compacts out and powdering themselves. They'd never ever dream of having a little bit of shine anywhere. I've mixed two eyeliners together, a black and a brownish black, and they're really good. They're La Femme, they're cheap as chips, and they're a great cake eyeliner. So what I'm just going to do is just turn your head a little bit, close. I'm just going to do the tiniest line, just so close to the lashes, just there, just so close to the lashes that it'll just give an illusion of a little bit of a line. Lovely. Then you have to be really clever here, Martha, which you will be. Just slightly look down and over there, so I can just get in here, just there, like that. Well done. Martha's got the most perfect eyebrows. All I'm going to do is brush them out a wee bit. I don't need to add anything. Great. And this is so funny because I've just wrapped on Mamma Mia 2, and this is such a different look. All bronzed and goddess they were. Spray tans and bronzing coming out of everywhere. So I'm just going to go in with mascara. Now, in fact, in 1912, they did use mascara, but it would have been a block mascara. It wouldn't be what I'm doing. So it's just going to be a little teeny bit. So what I like to do is ask the actress or the model to close, and then just pull her eyelid up like that. And just go in like that. Fantastic lashes Martha's got. I'm leaning on your head, sorry Martha.
It's alright.
Just go in like that. And then take a little, keep closed. Just smooth them out. On Titanic, it's funny because Kate's thing was curling her eyelashes. And that was her like a little therapeutic thing for her. She'd sit for 10 minutes or sometimes 15 minutes curling her lashes before I put the mascara on, just to get them so even. We still laugh about that. Just to the other eye, close. Try and get to the roots if you can. And just wiggle, wiggle up. Wiggle, wiggle up. But if you're using a new mascara, you need to take a bit off on your Kleenex, because it's always gungy, which I did. And just even it out with one of these. So, onto the mouth next. I can't exactly remember what I used on Kate, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to get it now, but it was a really beautiful berry colour, and I used it all through the film, and I think it worked. But what I'm going to do now is just going to take off the foundation with a little bit of 8-hour cream, just go over Martha's mouth with this, and just wipe it off with a tissue a little bit. I'll leave a little bit on, just because it helps with the pencil. And I'm not going to do a sharp line pencil round her mouth, because that wasn't really right. She's got the most perfect shaped mouth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a neutral lip pencil. I'm using a Kevin Aucoin. I think it's medium. It's got great colours he's got. And I'm just going to tip up the corner a little bit. I'm just going in there, just on her lip line, and take it up a little bit. Follow it round and do the other side. Just going in there where her lip line actually stops a little bit, and just going, following her own lip line. And the same with the bottom. This is a great colour on its own, you know, with a little bit of balm, but not for this look. I'm just finishing off this neutral lip liner, and I filled in a little bit. I filled right in actually, because then I've got my shape. And I love to use the nude pencil, even if I'm doing a bright red lipstick. It just gives me the base before I put the lipstick on. And I don't want a harsh line, so that's why I've used this colour. So now we go to the lipstick, which I'm going to fill in with the colour. So I'm going to mix 2 lipsticks, because I love mixing colours, but in fact it's not really necessary. I'm just going in with my lip colour. Just round to me a little bit. And I'm going to start in the middle. Start in the middle there. And then, Martha, if you can just stretch your mouth for me, just to get a lovely sweep across. That's what's so good about that neutral lip liner, is it really helps you get an even line. Fill in there a little bit. Open for me. Fill in there. Just a little bit. Always go into the corners, because it's so horrible if somebody opens their mouth and talks and you've missed a bit. So you need to go right into the corner. I don't know why, but I always do the middle first and work up, because I just find it easier. And, you know, poor Kate on Titanic, you know, she couldn't always keep her lipstick on. In the water, the freezing cold water. She was just such a good girl. She worked so hard. So that lipstick came off quite a lot, and it needed to. So right, that's the mouth. done. To finalise, I'm going to end up with a powder blush just over where I powdered. And it just finishes it off, just here, just in circular movement. Don't want to go too heavy, I probably have done. A little tiny bit under the chin, gives a little bit of shape. Gorgeous, a little bit on the chin, tiny bit more on the chin, because that's really pretty. So I might have just overdone the blush a wee bit, but when the wig goes on, when we put the lovely red Cape Rose wig on, I think it should be okay, but then I'll check. So now the wig's on, I think, as I said before, I've got a little bit over the top with the blush. Take it down a bit. You've got a hot flush from seeing Leo naked. And Maralyn has done a great job on this wig. Look at that. It's almost it's picture perfect to how Kate looked. You look great, Martha.